It is our job to create computing technology such that nobody has to program.
But hold on. Before you just accept that, hear me out on this one. I think there's something else going on here. And the real reason that he's giving you this advice, it's a lot more calculated than you could ever imagine, because it's going to make the difference of who wins and loses in the age of AI. And in this video, we're going to expose the strategy. I'm going to show you why learning to code is not going to be a dead-end job and is probably the most critical skill to make sure that you're locked in for this inevitable future. All right, so the alluring promise of a world without code is very enticing. And don't get me wrong, this guy is a genius. But he painted this world where any average Joe could just get off the couch, yell at their computer, and create an application overnight. And he pointed out the fact that we've been telling our kids to study computer science for years. In fact, my mom gave me 3 options in life: doctor, lawyer, engineer, and I picked engineer for that reason. But now we're getting the exact opposite of that advice. And Jensen Huang's actually saying that the kids need to focus on other things like biology, manufacturing, farming, because AI is gonna do all of the tedious coding, and your job is to be the expert with the idea, and the computer's job is to make it happen. But it sounds incredible on paper, right? Well, here's what they don't want to tell you, is it promises to make creators out of billions of people overnight. It sounds like utopia, right? The only thing holding you back is your imagination. It sounds like a Disney movie. But when the guy who's selling you the shovels is telling everybody there's a gold rush happening, you need to wonder, what's his angle? So I believe this is the hidden motive. NVIDIA's building an empire of dependency. So why would the CEO of a company built by the world's best engineers tell you not to become one? But the answer has nothing to do with your future, has everything to do with NVIDIA's. See, here's the real deal. NVIDIA, they're not just a chip company anymore. That's old news. They're building an entire system of what they call AI factories. And they make GPUs, they make networking with NVLink, they make software with CUDA, and all these cloud services that tie it together. So why does this even matter? Because for this entire empire to work, it needs 2 types of people. It needs super skilled people who could build and run these AI factories, and these are typically computer scientists or architects. And then it needs a giant population of users, people who actually use the AI systems, but who have no idea how it works. And this is the core of it. The advice, it's not actually empowering you. It's designed to turn you into a dependent customer of NVIDIA's world. He's not encouraging you to be a builder of AI. He's encouraging you to be a user of AI. And what ends up happening is you just become a customer. You're locked into their platform and you can't build your own thing. And you become a renter and you no longer become the owner. And my fear is this strategy is gonna create a class war. And there is going to be the haves and the have-nots. And NVIDIA is going to be the gatekeepers of this world. So is there a goal to just make everybody's life better? Or is there a goal to make a product that is literally the ground that you walk on? So here's the dangerous flaw in all of this thinking, is this whole idea that you can just imagine your way into perfect products and this flawless magic box, like rubbing a genie lamp, is really just selling you a dream. Because to build an actual product, and let alone a company, is a very complex thing to do. And to sell it as anything less is a dangerous fantasy. In fact, what they're finding is that AI coding assistants, they don't always make developers more productive. And a recent study done by Meter found that experienced developers using the top AI tools, they were actually 19% slower at their jobs. But get this, the developers actually thought they were 20% faster. And the AI created this powerful illusion of productivity, but the reality was they were getting less quality work done. So why is that? Well, it's because AI generated code is almost right, but not quite right. It's filled with all these little bugs, all these little security holes that a beginner wouldn't understand. And a recent Stack Overflow survey, it actually showed that while a ton of developers use AI tools, very few actually trust it. In fact, AI can't even get character counts right. If you ask AI to generate a sentence that's under 30 words or 30 characters, it's probably gonna mess it up. And this is one of the biggest frustrations when you're trying to fix things with broken code is the AI can actually take more time trying to fix a problem that it caused. But here's the main point is you can't guide or debug something that you don't fundamentally understand. And using AI to code without actually knowing how to code is like trying to fix a car engine without even knowing what a carburetor is. And you can stare at the engine, you can move things around, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna break the whole thing. And the skill of programming, it wasn't just about memorizing syntax or commands. It's a way of thinking. It's taking a big problem, breaking it down into small logical steps, and then designing systems and seeing the problems before they happen. And AI is great for ideation, it's great for early stages, but it's not a replacement for the creator. For anybody who's tried to do any writing with AI, you can attest to this. I will never use copy directly from AI. I always have to put my own flavor on it, but it does speed up the research process. Just like a microwave speeds up heating a burrito, that doesn't really make you a chef though. And just because you can heat a burrito doesn't mean you could build a microwave. So Jensen Huang really wants to sell you the best microwave in the world, and he prefers that you don't learn how to cook for yourself. Now you might be wondering, well, what's the counter move? What's actually happening in the job market? Is coding really a dead-end street? Well, here's the actual numbers. The US Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they project that jobs for software developers, it's actually set to grow by 15% over the next 10 years. And that's actually much faster than most jobs. And they expect about 129,000 job openings every single year. And so the demand, it's not actually shrinking, it's being supercharged because they need to build these AI systems and everybody's trying to win this race. So learning to code, it's no longer just about getting a job. It is an essential ingredient if you seek true sovereignty in this new future. And the developers of the future, they're not going to get replaced by AI. They're going to be the ones using the AI. They're going to be the ones who could look at the AI generated code and instantly see the flaws. They're going to be the architects who design the complex systems and then use the AI to execute their vision. And AI is great at doing all the boring stuff, but the key is it's going to free you up to do the things that humans do best: solving problems, being creative, and thinking big. And if you lose those three ingredients, you just have a soulless machine. And so the future, it doesn't belong to the person who could write the most clever prompt. It belongs to the person who understands the system so deeply, they understand what to ask for, they understand why it works, and they understand how to fix the thing when it breaks. So that's the move. It's not about fighting against the AI, but it's about rising above it. It's about becoming the person who directs the tool, not the person who is controlled by the tool. And that's why I make content every single day. And if you guys like videos like this, or you think I'm crazy, let me know down in the comments, subscribe to the channel. And I'll conclude by saying this: Jensen Huang is right about one thing. The world is changing, and we are at the start of a new industrial revolution, and the opportunity is unbelievable. But I do believe he's profoundly wrong about your place in it. His visions, as great as they sound, serve NVIDIA first by creating a world where everybody is dependent on them. But true miracles, they aren't managed by a company. They're built from our experiences, our emotions, our dreams, and we cannot let the biggest AI companies in the world control that. And the truth is, in a world defined by technology, understanding how to build and control that tech is the most essential form of power that you can have. So don't let anybody convince you to give that up, because once you give that control, your life will be a dead end. But if you take action today, you will be prepared for this crazy future.